We're going to look at putting in-text citations into a Chicago manual document. Here is a document that's largely been written in, and the citations have already been placed. And you can see them here and here in quotes. That's the easy part. The more difficult part is how do you properly cite these things, both in the document so that they appear at the bottom, and then how do you incorporate them to a works cited page itself. I'm going to show you guys how to do that by using some online tools. The first thing you want to do is to make sure you know what your citations are. So separate them out from the rest of the text by putting them into quotes, as I did with this one right here. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you insert your footnotes. You click at the end of your quotes, you go up, insert, you go down to where it says footnote. And you see it shoots you to the bottom of the page. You have a little number 1 down here, which will link back to the end of the quote where you originally put it, right here. So now you're ready to bring in your source. Let's say that that quote came from the website here from Newsweek called Big Problems and Opportunities in the Suburbs. This is my web address up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to put this into the document, but how to do it properly. Now there's 2 ways to do it. The better way, although it takes longer, is to go to Google and type in Purdue Owl Chicago, which will come up almost automatically. You go to here, and we are using a web source for this case, so you'll look here. Here's your options. You have many different options of which to choose from depending on what type you have, but we'll do web sources. What I'm doing is a footnote. So I want to make sure that I have all of this information. The absolute easiest way to do this is to highlight it, Control C, and go back to your document. Go here, and then tab down to the second page and hit Control V. Now, this page is outside your document. And what you're going to do is have this be your working page where you're going to fill in necessary information. Before I do that, I'll show you the shortcut version, and I'll show you the difference between the two. The shortcut is to go back to your article where you took the quote from. Your article is already highlighted, so hit Control C. Go into Citation Machine, select Chicago. Website should be what you select. It may automatically be selected. Click inside the box and hit Control V, and that'll paste your web address. Search the website. Okay, and there's your title, Big Problems and Opportunities in Suburbia. Get rid of that. Select. So they found all of these items, but they couldn't find the publisher or the sponsor. That's easy. The publisher is Newsweek. So we go to the final step. And it's showing here that it's Newsweek staff who published the article. Let's go back and check and make sure that the author is just a collection of the staff. And it does. It says that right up here at the top. Okay, so that's good. That checks out. You go down here. The website title is Newsweek. Well, it's actually the website title. You have the article, you have Newsweek. The sponsor is also Newsweek. And that would be Newsweek magazine. You have it when it was published and when it was accessed. So you're going to create the citation, and then here it is. What you want to do is highlight this citation, hit Control C, go back to your document, tap down, enter rather, and then Control V. And there it pops up. Now it's of course not formatted with anything, and you can do that pretty easily. You can just adjust it so that it fits everything around you. So you want to make sure that it's back in the format. So everything here is in Times New Roman 12. So let's just make both of these Times New Roman and make them 12 so that they match each other. Then this one is highlighted. Now to get rid of this, it's easy. You go up here, click the arrow, go to highlight, hit none, and done. It's pretty much done. Okay, so you're going to have something that looks really similar. You have first name, last name that matches up. You've got the title of the web page that matches up. Now the publishing organization or name of the website needs to be in italics, okay? So you're going to want to change that. Cite Machine doesn't always do these things, so it's important to keep that in mind. And to italicize, that is Shift Control I. Then you have the date, just as it has here, and your access date, and then the URL with a period at the end. So that was pretty good. So what you can do is you can take this, Control C, and take it right here, hit Control V, okay? And you want to keep this a bit smaller down here, so just make this 10-point font and keeps everything. It looks neater when it's a bit smaller than the actual text itself, and it's not going to take much space. So there you go. And it's a second quotation. If you took another quote from the same website right here, or a citation itself, you'll do the same thing. You'll go here, and you go to Insert, and you'll put in another footnote, okay? And let's just say it's the same exact website. So all you'll do is this part right here, to the period. Again, Control C, Control V, and you're done. Now, if you have a third quote, you'll do this entire process over again if the third quote comes from a different website. Now, when putting together a citation page, all you have to do is gather all of the sources that you've used, whether you quoted them or just merely read them. So if this were my citation page down here, I'm going to keep this here to make sure that I'm filing and labeling everything correctly. Okay? One of the discrepancies that does turn up is the first name, last name bit. So for your footnote, what you can do is you can reverse these. Okay? So just take Newsweek, put it there, and just change this. Okay? Just like that. And you want to do that for the second one as well. But when you get to your citation page, having the last name first is important. So this is already cited. We do this, and you would put in Works-Cited page. And then what you'll have here are all of your different websites. Now you want to make sure this is formatted with a hanging indent. So you highlight it all, you go up here and you move the triangle to 1/2 inch. You can do a full inch too, but 1/2 inch is fine. And you get the rectangle at the top, move it back, and boom, there you go. And then if this isn't one of your sources, you can get rid of it. Make sure your Works Cited page is up at the top where it needs to be. And then there you go. Now, if you have more than one, of course you'll put it in alphabetical order, but this is how you do in-text citations and how you put together a citation page. The only difference is how the name is listed. In the in-text citation, it's first name first. On the Works Cited page, it's last name first.